What can a jackal teach you about human politics? Or, a crab about outsmarting a serial killer? It sounds like the setup to a really bizarre joke, right? But honestly, if you look closely at the stories we've been telling for literally thousands of years, you'll find something wild. Talking animals have basically always been our absolute best instructors on the often super ruthless realities of human behavior and deceit.
From the ideal to the real, the spectrum of fables. Welcome to this explainer. I am so thrilled you're here today because we are going on a seriously fascinating journey. We're going to explore how ancient animal fables, the ones we usually just dismiss as cute little bedtime stories, actually serve as this incredibly complex mirror to our own psychological and social development. We're talking the whole spectrum here, from the pure, innocent lessons of childhood all the way to the cutthroat strategic maneuvers of the adult world. Let's get right into it.
Part 1, the universal friendship ideal. Okay, so let's dive into this by starting right at the very beginning, with the innocent, universal ideals of childhood. When we're young, the concepts we learn about human interaction are fundamentally, pure. We're taught the elementary concepts of true friendship, absolute loyalty, and just basic right and wrong. Consider the classic proverb, "A friend in need is a friend indeed." Or, as the beautiful Hindi translation highlights, "The one who comes to your use in times of trouble is a true friend." This is a global, universal truth. Across basically all cultures, a true friend is defined by straightforward morality. They provide emotional comfort, they absolutely don't vanish when things get tough, and they selflessly support you. We're talking about traits like honesty, loyalty in those tough times, selfless support, forgiving mistakes, and bringing out the best in each other. And this brings us to a classic fable that just perfectly encapsulates these ideals. Picture this, a parent and a pigeon living together as the absolute best of friends in a lush jungle. One day they stumble upon this glowing golden seed. Now, the easy thing to do would be to fight over it, right? Finders keepers. But no, the pigeon says, "Let's split it." And the parrot replies, "No, first we actually need to find out who this belongs to." So they fly off to the lion king of the jungle to tell the absolute truth. The lion is so incredibly moved by their pure honesty that he declares the seed belongs to them both. It's a sweet reminder that honesty is indeed the greatest treasure. We've got the parrot with speed and quick thinking versus the pigeon with calmness and knowledge. And this brilliantly illustrates another core tenet of ideal friendship, bringing out the best in each other to actually survive. In another tale, this exact same duo gets caught in a sudden, really violent storm. The parrot is terrified, but hey, he has incredible speed and quick reflexes. The pigeon, on the other hand, is slower, but has a super calm demeanor and actually knows about a safe hollow in a nearby tree. By combining the pigeon's knowledge with the parrot's urgent speed, they reach safety just in the nick of time. The lesson here is simple and beautiful. Cooperative survival and pure intentions keep us alive. Okay, brace yourselves, because we're about to take a really abrupt shift in our story. We are leaving the pure innocence of childhood sharing totally behind and stepping right into the harsh, calculating world of realpolitik with the Panchatantra. This is an ancient Indian text composed around 200 BC, and let me tell you, this is absolutely not a book about sharing golden seeds. Sex. The origin story of the Panchatantra is just incredible. In a city in southern India, King Amar Shakti had a massive problem. He had 3 sons who were, let's just say they were complete duds. They had absolutely zero interest in studying, governing, you name it. Desperate, the king hired a learned Brahmin named Pandit Vishnu Sharma. And the king gave him a seemingly impossible deadline, exactly 6 months. Vishnu Sharma had just 6 months to educate these 3 completely ignorant princes, or he vowed he would literally forfeit his own name and reputation. He was teaching them Niti Shastra, which essentially translates to a book of wise conduct in life. It teaches how to understand people, choose reliable friends, and solve problems through tact. So how on earth do you teach statecraft, economics, and diplomacy to 3 teenagers who flat out refuse to read? Well, you use the ultimate cheat code. Animal fables. Vishnu Sharma used these nested animal fables as an ancient, highly effective self-help for dummies. It was his secret weapon to teach these princes the pragmatic and honestly sometimes ruthless art of political survival and tactical problem solving. Part 2, the jackal's cunning deceit. Let's actually look at a specific section of the Panchatantra to see exactly how these fables transition into teaching darker, much more strategic realities. The first book is called Conflict Amongst Friends. We've got Pingalaka the lion,
powerful but fearful of unfamiliar noises, versus Sanjivaka, the bullock, a simple, abandoned grass eater. Let's set the pieces on our chessboard here. On one side, we have Pingalaka, the mighty lion king of the jungle. But he has a massive secret flaw. He's currently terrified out of his wits by a really loud, strange noise he heard near the river. On the other side, we have Sanjivaka, a simple herbivorous bullock who broke his leg, was totally abandoned by his merchant owner, and is now just loudly bellowing as he recovers in the forest. It is the ultimate mismatch. Enter the 6 diplomatic methods: make peace, make war, attack, entrench, seek ally, and provoke quarrel. And enter our main character, Dominica. He's a cunning jackal who actually used to be the lion's minister before being unceremoniously fired. Dominica sees the lion's paralyzing fear as the absolute perfect ladder right back to power. To get his old job back, Dominica utilizes these classic diplomatic methods. First up, he acts as a middleman. He goes to the bullock, completely terrifies him with tales of the fierce lion, and then graciously offers to make peace and secure an alliance. Basically, he creates a deep dependency, positioning himself as the literal only one who can manage this delicate truce. What cannot be achieved by force can be achieved through deceit. Now, the crucial point is what happens next. The lion and the bullock actually end up becoming best friends. They spent all day hanging out, discussing philosophy. Sounds great, right? Except Dominica and the other carnivores are literally starving because the lion has completely stopped hunting. Realizing he made a massive miscalculation, Dominica uses the 6th diplomatic method: provoke a quarrel. He subtly poisons the lion's mind against the bullock and the bullock's mind against the lion. Like that powerful quote from the Panchatantra says, "What cannot be achieved by force can be achieved through deceit." Dominica successfully pits them against each other in a brutal battle to the death. Why? To prove to the young princes reading the tale that sharp wits and a little deceit can easily destroy even the most powerful of alliances.
Part 3, Cultural Contrasts. Aesop versus Jataka Tales. Panning out from India for just a second, let's explore how different global cultures utilize these very similar animal fables for entirely different ultimate goals. It's actually fascinating how a talking bird or a clever fox can be used to push completely opposing worldviews, all depending on where the story is being told.
This comparison between Aesop's fables and the Jataka tales is brilliantly illustrative. Look closely at the ultimate goals here. Aesop's fables are incredibly pragmatic. They focus on present society, teaching diligence and prudence, with the ultimate goal being success in this world, right here, right now. But the Jataka tales? They're totally different. They use their simple structures to teach the virtues of the Bodhisattva, the past lives of the Buddha. They focus on karma and rebirth, teaching charity, veracity, and patience. Their ultimate goal isn't to succeed in the material world at all. It's to understand karma and ultimately leave the world behind. It's the exact same talking animals, but with vastly different philosophical software running in the background. Which leads us to part 4, the ultimate human truth. Having traveled from the simple moral lessons of our childhood to the strategic betrayals of the Panchatantra, and across the deep philosophical divides of global cultures, we really have to ask ourselves a fundamental question. What do all these talking animals actually represent in our daily lives today? They represent the entire spectrum of storytelling, the innocent cooperation of childhood, the strategic, realpolitik survival of adulthood, the philosophical quest for meaning, and the psychological mirroring of human nature. They represent our own growth. The structural journey of these fables maps basically perfectly to the psychological development of a human being. Think about it. We all start out believing in the innocent cooperation of the pigeon and the parrot. But as we enter adulthood, we join the workforce, navigate society, and we are forced to confront the strategic, realpolitik survival tactics of the jackal. Eventually, much like the Jataka tales, we might start seeking a deeper philosophical meaning. These stories are a spectrum. They mirror the complexity of human nature right back to us, allowing us to understand it without getting too defensive. A man who is not a minister becomes one when he serves the king well. But even a minister can be removed from his post if he fails to serve him well. Because at the end of the day, whether you're navigating complex workplace dynamics, managing a team, or just trying to figure out your own personal friendships, these ancient texts remain a startlingly accurate mirror. As the Jackal's wisdom reminds us here, power and positions are completely fluid. They require constant observation, adaptation, and a really deep understanding of the hidden motives of those around you. Are you the loyal pigeon or the scheming jackal? Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. We've seen exactly how stories shape our understanding of virtue, survival, and strategy. But the most important story, that's the one you're currently living. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder as you go about your day. In the grand jungle of your own life, whether that's in your office or in your social circles, are you the loyal pigeon or are you the scheming jackal? Thanks for hanging out with me today, and keep questioning the stories you're told.